Hi, I'm Craig Bieber, and as I've introduced everybody, Dylan, Craig Howard, Jake Harms. I introduced you in the first session of Lot Talk. If you want a little more information, this is the second version of Lot Talk. We're going to talk about 11 through 20 in this one. We're going to get right off here and make sure we make a valuable use of your time. Lot 11 is another Maximus. Now, we talked about Maximus and how much growth he has. He's a 160 yearling weight kind of bull, so he's top 1% for weaning and yearling. Comments about Lot 11, guys?
I think one that we haven't mentioned yet about Maximus is just the how docile he is. I mean, he's just always, easy to be around, nice to be around. Same with his line all the way down. Looking for something just to go out in the pasture and not do anything crazy. He's definitely produced that.
Feed off on that a little bit. The other day I had a guy and his daughter were, I took him on a tour the other day and they were standing in pen one. And his daughter had 4 bulls standing around her. She was scratching the heads of all of them, and 3 of them were Maximus.
That's pretty typical of the Spartacus Maximus line. You know, they just are. They've gained us a lot of friends because they're so easy to work with. And so, any thoughts about the hard drive daughters or the 267E cow, Dylan?
Oh, we can be here all day if we want to talk about them. They're we've mentioned it before. They're your blue collar kind of cattle. Got really good udders, really good feet, good leg structure, and they're just really good.
Yeah. So lot 12, got the first Warhead son. Warhead's another high growth kind of bull, kind of top 1% for weaning and yearling, I believe. You know, kind of a 140 yearling weight kind of bull. Thoughts, guys?
He complimented that cow really well. She's a little smaller frame. She's a really easy doing, easy fleshing kind of cow, and he really they made together well.
I was just gonna say when we can still remember Warhead and Pen 1 walking around, and he just looked like the bull in that pen. And I think these guys up front do the exact same thing like their sire. I mean,
And again, with disposition, you can't beat the Warhead disposition. I mean, very easy.
Yeah, remember Bryce Reese of Northern Lights actually bought Warhead, and he talked about Warhead walking down the streets of Opheim. You know, they don't live very far. So there's a great community up there, and they all, well, it's a small, like any small town, they all go to the same place to have a beer at night or something. Anyway, I guess Warhead knows
he likes to go there.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, you know, the Rolling Deep daughters have been around here a long time. I don't think we need to. Well, I mean, we're going to. I mean, they're good cows. They're solid. They're easy fleshing. You know, there's a lot we like about them. So
perfect segue into 13.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, into 13 because we have another one actually. Go ahead, Jake. You got any comments?
I was just gonna say, we expect our ETs to be at the front on those Maximus bulls, but these last 2 have been naturals, and to show that he can do it in every frame put on whatever cow we have in the herd.
Good point.
It says a lot about him.
Yep, they don't need any special treatment to get to the front. They get there and they do it on their own. Yep.
This cow was the result of a flush. Grand Dam was flushed. I'm not sure why we maybe didn't. It's probably because at the time we had so many Primrose cows.
Too many of them.
We felt like Primrose was gonna at one point take over our herd from that. So anyway, with that, the bull sports some pretty good numbers with Gridmaster in the top 16%. We'll move on to one of my favorite calves, the first stock market calf in the sale. Stock market has done a great job for us, and we're seeing lots of great progeny. This calf has a phenotype. Anybody want to start on him?
Well, I think if you're looking for phenotype, you put stock market on Rolling Deep. You're probably not. You're not gonna go too wrong there, and I think this probably exemplifies it right here.
Yep. Yeah.
Just the style, and I only think the only reason he's 14 is because just those Maximus calves might overpower just a little bit, but he's obviously sticks right in between all of them. So.
Right.
Yep.
Being a heifer bull, and stands right up there with a bunch of big stout cow bulls.
Yep, he has a IMF ratio of 103 and ribeye 114 with a back fat of 89. He's he's I think his granddam was a donor for us, the 358Z
Yep.
cow.
Yep.
You know, this cow obviously be pretty young, but there's sure possibility she'd be a donor. Any comments about her?
She another blue collar kind of cow. There's a reason why we flushed his grandam, and you know she made carbon copies. They're all the same. They all look the same, act the same. And I will say, in my opinion, the stock market daughters themselves that we have calving right now, they're my absolute favorite.
You're going to hear that theme a lot. We really like what we see in these stock markets, and this is an opportunity. We had a few more stock markets and stockmans last year. We're going to have a lot next year, and so I'm really jazzed up about what these cattle will do for our program. Not only that, but they've been very popular throughout the breed. They add a lot of pounds. They do it with some phenotype, and they're going to be mature. So. Then we'll move on to a stockman's son in lot 15. Comments, guys?
Well, again, got a forefront daughter
Yeah.
there, getting it done again. When Stockman was a calf, I mean, he was the calf all summer long, much like the calf we just talked about. That year it was probably Stockman E116. Liked him from the beginning, still like him today. I mean, he's done a great job, and obviously he's just, it's a good calf.
So it just hit me that 15's granddam and is the dam of 12.
Too.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was thinking that has been familiar. So obviously there's a little prepotency in that cow line. So, anybody have any other comments on 15?
I think, Stockman stock market, it was always kind of hands up when we were going through them on
Yeah.
which one was going to be the one. I think maybe he kicks on me a little more frame Stockman 116. I mean, I don't think it's a large difference, but it's something you might notice.
Yeah. I do think you're right, Jake, that Stockman E116 will produce a little more frame. I don't think it's very significant, but we feel like those calves are a little
There
bigger.
is probably a tick. Yep.
On to 16. We got this is a cow. Well, we had a full brother up here a little bit ago. It's an ET Maximus. I mean, we can repeat a lot of stuff, but powerful stormer daughter.
Yeah, this is my favorite Maximus. I guess just again. I mean, we already talked about the cow. I said all the things about the cow already. That was a great cow. This is a darn good bull. He just phenotype. You notice him when you walk in the pen, and he scanned a 128 IMF, 104 ribeye. I mean, he's done everything.
Yep.
He's got a top on him that'll hold a 5-gallon bucket of water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buy them together and just think about the consistent calves you'll have in the barn.
There you go.
He did marble very well. He pushes up against the 7 frame. We always kind of question frames because they're not as certain as a weight on a scale. But this calf, in these younger calves, they'll get some adjustment upward. It feels like to us, and so he is bigger framed. I'm not sure he's a frame 7, but some people get locked into that, and if you want to change your population, this bull will probably make them framier.
Yeah. If you got a set of cows, you think you might want to just bump up a tick. He's probably going to help you out there.
So lot 17, it's been a little while since lot 2 since we've had an Energizer, but that is no indication. There's a lot of good ones here. Comments on this cow?
I was a big fan of Stockman 4051 himself when we had him here, and I wish we could still use him today. But going back to Laura on his bottom side, just functional kind of cattle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll keep saying that all day.
Right. And I think the Energize and Stockman complement each other pretty well, as far as just a lot of things meeting in the middle with that pedigree.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see this a lot, this pedigree match or mating quite a bit more in future years. One of the things I'll comment about Energize, you know, we stuck our toe in the water a little bit. We're always worried about getting the frame size a little moderate, and Energize was very moderate. I would have to be honest, I think he tracks more with the cow and pulls closer to the cow and produces a little more frame than maybe initially we thought, in a very acceptable range for us. And so, based upon what we saw last year from the calves, we used a lot of Energize, excuse me, and they correct me all the time on this. We used a lot of Energize, and this is a very good bull. So we'll move on to 18, another Energize, out of the donor cow that I talked about earlier. There was a Grand Dam on Lotto back in the previous segment. Comments on this, guys?
That's a darn good cow. 497B was a never miss kind of cow. Same with 70 T9. There's a reason we flush them, and that's about it. I mean,
Yep.
There's a reason why they go to the donor.
There'd be 3 generations of donors in the bottom side of this bull's pedigree, you know, so.
That we flushed.
That we flushed, yeah, well, and then.
Not to mention Basin's flush.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So there'd be quite a few, so.
Just showing someone around the other day, we walked through 1 through 4 and just went through all the calves, and at the end, they said Energize phenotypically just has the most consistent looking. You know, they're obviously some way up in, you know, 3 and 4, and he's like, those are still phenomenal bulls, may just have a little bit smaller frame, as you just said about Energize, but just the way he looks is still something that he was very excited about.
Just consistently
Yep.
stamps them, doesn't he?
Yep.
And just remember, there's 2 full sibs at lot 133 and 160.
Yeah, they're good
Exactly.
point. You know, there's a picture on that page of the Energizer bull, and I do think he puts a nice muscle pattern, just like, I mean, he stamps them from a muscle pattern.
Yep,
standpoint.
absolutely. Yep.
On to the Profit Maker at lot 19. Comments on this cow, guys?
I guess, again, broken record kind of thing here, but 254A, there's a reason she was in the donor pen.
Yep.
She,
So Brad Johnson from Gen X bought that cow, and he told me here not all that long ago that he'd just like to have another one like her every year. They've done a lot of good with that cow, producing, you know, both bulls, but they do sell a lot of show females, show heifers, sort of deal. And he said she's been phenomenal to work with.
She adds a lot of style to any bull you're breeder to, and I'll be honest, I thought some of those Profit Makers early on, they were kind of, you know, coarse made, raw bone looking type cattle, but that guy there sure catches my eye.
I do think this year we seem like we did a better job of mating our Profit Makers
yeah.
to the right kind of cows to kind of make them a little prettier and a little more type. And so I think that's an obvious theme throughout what I see in the Profit Makers. So
I would agree, and I think you start to see it right here in the sale, and you start to get into a lot more Profit Makers. And I think, you know, they might not have the wide top that Maximus has, but, you know, they just, you know, nice in the flank and everywhere else.
Yeah,
And
a lot of eye
more
appeal.
depth, I think.
A lot more eye appeal than maybe we've had in the past.
and definitely come with low enough birth weight to use on heifers pretty consistently.
Yes.
So.
Mm-hmm.
On to 20, which would be the last. This is Craig's bull, and this bull has a lot of excitement, in my opinion, behind him for some obvious reasons. You want to go on that, Craig?
Well, 575D, obviously. So you know he's a half sib to Energize. Again, the 297Y cow, probably as good a daughter as we got out of the old cow, and then the stock market on top there, or STOCKMAN, I mean, on top. You know, I don't know, gonna be a surefire Cavanese and still have plenty of.
He's great to look
plenty
at
of
too.
punch.
I-
He's really nice to look at.
Super
Yeah.
made.
Yeah.
I wish we'd. I mean, I know we pull for pictures quickly, and I almost wish we'd have pictured him, but it is the way it is. We will have video up. These bulls will likely go up on Wednesday, and so you'll be able to see video, and that's one of the reasons. I guess one of the reasons we don't worry that we didn't get the right bulls pictured, because we know they're going to be on video. So.
But we got a picture of Wade instead. Wade.
Yeah, Wade-
I know that worked
Wade
out pretty
Tucker.
good.
It's even better.
Yep.
Long time customer evaluating
Speaking
bulls.
of
Yeah, big and stout. So that's going to end our session here. We're focused on Wade Tucker and him evaluating bulls. So we'll see you on the next Lot Talk.